How's it going? And today I just wanted to do a quick video on this effect that I call Hyperzoom. Creates a sense of sudden realization, but also you can use it in a variety of ways just to get from one cut to another cut. It's a nice way to transition because it creates just this nice, really fast zoom in effect. And so here you can see this clip as you will see it here. This is what it looks like. And it's just a really great effect. When you get this effect, the first thing you've got to do is you've got to have it in mind when you're filming, because you're going to need two shots. One that's kind of a little bit further away from your subject, like here, this is like a medium shot, and then another shot here that's actually closer in. So you've got two separate shots, one a little bit farther out or way out, and then another one that's closer in. So you got to get that footage while you're filming your two shots. And then once you bring it into Vegas, you've got your two clips. I already have them here on the timeline. What you do is you put further out clip first, and then the closer in clip second. And then what you're going to do is you're going to drag this one up to the timeline up on a top track above the further out clip right there. So you've got your two clips, and if we put our cursor right there, you'll notice that we can't see the clip underneath. So what we got to do here is just click and reduce the opacity so that we can see through to the bottom clip here. And what we're going to do is crop and pan into this one, but we need to use this top clip as our reference. So what I'll do is I'll come in here to pan and crop, and since I've already done this, I'm just going to go ahead and clear this out to show you what I'm going to do. So we're just going to go restore. Well, let me get rid of the keyframes that I have on here already. So delete that and delete that. We always have a keyframe in the first position. So what we're going to do then, and once we got a keyframe there, then we're going to kind of come to the end of the clip, click Alt on your keyboard and then hit the arrow key and go out about 5 frames. And then just hit your inner keyframe there. And then just move off of this, move the playhead right there, and then just leave it. It'll automatically create a keyframe. And now what we're going to do is we're just going to line this guy's head up so they match, so that the transition will be seamless. So I come in here in the corner and I just push in, and then what I'm trying to do is just match the heads up. This part's actually kind of fun. It's almost like you're drunk or drunk or something, but just match them up as best you can. I usually try to use the eyes. And then you can also use the arrow keys to get a little finer control. And just, you might not get it exactly perfect, but just try to get it as close as you can in terms of size and positioning. And I'd say like right there is really good. Now it automatically created this keyframe here. So then we're just going to click and drag that keyframe to the end. Now, sometimes it'll bring this other keyframe with it, and so you just have to click and pull that one back. Okay, and then that's basically our pan and crop. So what I can do is I put this clip back where it was. We have the effect right kind of there. Okay, so you basically have the whole effect there right now, our zoom in. But what we can do to dress it up is add a little bit of blur in there, and to do that we're just going to go into track effects, and we're going to go to Gaussian blur and go add OK, and now we're in Gaussian blur. And then we only really need to add blur on the horizontal, so we just click here, and then there's already a keyframe there, and that's for some reason it comes in it set already at that number, and I don't know why it does that. But then all you got to do is just click anywhere over here and add another keyframe, and then we're just going to bump this horizontal up to like, well, right about there. It just 0.06 somewhere right there. It doesn't have to be precise. And then click off of there and add another keyframe, and then just turn that back to 0. And then go back and double check your keyframes. So click on this one, that's 0. You click on this one, it's 0.0612, and then you click on this one and it's 0. So we know our keyframes are set to the right value. Now the easiest way to edit these then is just to close out of your track level effects. And if we go back into Vegas, you'll see our keyframes right here. And all you got to do is click and drag them over to where you want them. And this is so much easier way to do it. If I click right there, we can zoom in a little bit here. Okay, so right here is, you look, there's our zoom effect right there. You can see it, right? The way we want to position this is it starts coming in like right before the camera starts to move, right? So we want to probably put this right about here, like maybe 1 frame. So let me zoom up just a touch here. Let me just go back 1 frame, hit Alt and arrow, and then I'll put this keyframe, which should be 0 there. I'll put the blur right there on the kind of the split, and then this one I'll drag it right about there. And then what you can do is simply play it back and see if you're getting the blur effect that you want. If you want the blur to start a little bit sooner, it doesn't really make sense to start before it starts moving. But there's our blur. So it should start. It's just a touch of blur. So maybe I can pull this back one frame, but that's really the easiest way to do it. Yeah. Oh, sometimes it doesn't want to let you grab it. So let me see here. There, so you can move it. You can play with it and just see what you like. If you want a little bit, add a little bit of blur. Like maybe there's better. Yeah. Okay. And that's basically the hyperzoom effect. The great thing about this effect is that you can use it for anything in a music video, in any kind of montage. It shows you getting from one object to another real quick rather than doing a straight cut, which is a lot more noticeable. This way allows you to really transition between different objects and things like that. So it's a very versatile effect. It's really easy to do. And that's it. So I hope you guys have a great day, and I'll talk to you next time. Take care. Bye.
An apology.
Oh, an apology? For what?
Well, on the evaluation, I forgot to check the top of the doors.